Hey everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Te Atiawa First Nations people and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Absolute pleasure to have you along. Interestingly enough, after my reading last week about what Trump had promised Musk in regard, and they were clear as that my guides were clear as that that Trump's intention was to take the US off the dollar, take the commodities market off the US dollar. Rachel Maddow came out a couple of days ago saying the same thing. So she's obviously got some intel from somewhere, I think from Musk himself. And Trump's now come out vowing to protect the US dollar and the US dollar being on the commodities market. So interesting after what the reading last week had. Go and have a look at it if you wanted to know what the boys came up with. So what I want to have a look at, Musk is also, he was on, who was it, with Tucker with an F, saying that he was screwed if Trump doesn't win. And I had a quick look, and Musk has about last financial year, he was awarded $15 billion, that's with a B, $billion worth of government contracts. So I have read that when Harris becomes Madam President, which she will, she's going to be very seriously attempting to get him off those contracts because Musk's interests are not in favour of the US, put it that way. He's been flouting with the Russians and the Saudis and China, etc. So what I want to have a look at, what really actually sparked my attention, one of my beautiful viewers brought to my attention a dude called Curtis Yarvin. You probably have never heard of him. I have never heard of Curtis Yarvin, so therefore I had a little bit of a look. He has a blog under the name of Mencius Mold Bug. Okay, whatever. Interesting pseudonym, pen name. But he's Curtis Yarvin, 51 years of age. So did the reading the other day on the old oligarchs. Now we're talking about the oil and property and media oligarchs that are all in their late 70s, 80s, 90s, and they're all just about to fall off the twig. Why are they so desperate to regain control? Interestingly enough, a couple of you mentioned the younger oligarchs, and we're talking about the Curtis Yarvin at 51. We're talking about the Elon Musk at 53, the Mark Andreessen at 53. If you haven't heard of him either, Andreessen. Yarvin is Yarvin if you're wanting to look them up. Peter Thiel, the old man in the bunch, 57. What do these guys all have in common? They are all tech oligarchs. Tech started from nothing, created apps or operating systems that we literally can't live without. Peter Thiel was PayPal. He was also one of the founding investors in Facebook. He's also got an app called Founder Fund. Thiel is the one that then gave Curtis Yarvin his seed money for his company. Not quite sure what his company does, but again, he's been it's one of those created a product that has found itself into mainstream, and he's made an absolute fortune out of it as well. Thiel's also one that both Yarvin and Thiel are very much supporters of J.D. Vance, and they actually pulled him out of law school when he graduated and set him up working for them. And what do they have in? So Mark Andreessen is Mosaic and Netscape. I don't know what either of those are, but those that know will know. So this Curtis Yarvin, he's well, I get what have they got in common, aside from the fact that they're all disgustingly wealthy? They are the new oil barons. They are the new property barons. They are the new generation of what back 200 years ago would have been the railway barons, or 150 years ago. So what's happening is they are the new um, segment leaders, economy, wow, bringing forth something that we as a developing society cannot live without. So it was the railways to start with. Then you had the oil barons come in with the oil. Then you had the property barons in the 90s, the late 80s, early 90s. And now, since 2000, we've got these tech barons that have come forward. What I have noticed, interestingly enough, they all seem to be somewhere either on the spectrum, or somewhere on the, when I'm saying spectrum, I'm talking autism spectrum, or they are somewhere on that gender spectrum as well, that sees themselves cast as outsiders growing up, disenfranchised, possibly rejected by parents, which seems to be the case with a lot of them, rejected, bullied, and finding themselves on the outer of society. Now, Curtis Yarvin has come out and publicly said that he believes that we should convert all non-productive humans into biodiesel. Okay, Soylent Green, anybody? He then said it was just a joke, that we should actually put them in solitary confinement and connect them up to a matrix so that they can live out their best lives without being a burden on society. Okay, he's pro-slavery. He's pro-dictatorships, claiming that the US voter needs to get over their dictator phobia. And he runs with the Vance, Theil, Musk, Anderson type circle. Okay, right. I want to have a look today. I'm using my Gilded Tarot Royale only because I didn't bring my runic tarot over with me. I want to have a look at the energy and then the future. You want that one, and you want that one, of this next generation tech barons. Scary stuff. Okay, the energy. Come on down. Let's have a look. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Right. Balance. The signifier that's out. So I'm looking at these new tech barons. The energy behind these tech barons and then going forward. Justice. Interesting card to come out first up. I'm trying to work out what the hell she's trying to tell me. Justice is blind, trying to bring balance, actions having consequences. What am I picking up here? This is the sword of truth here is piercing through the yin and yang, but this is about bringing balance, feminine, masculine balance. Okay, what's the second signifier? Right, we are at a crossroads in regards to this. Okay, so this is what's on offer. We have a decision about which way we want to go forward in regards to this technology. A lot of it, swords are the air energy. A lot of it's over the internet, and that's where these people, for want of a better way to describe them, sit in their energy. This is where they rule. Okay, what's the energy behind the scenes? A new emotional start. So this is the energy behind the scenes. Emotionally overwhelming. Thank you. Emotionally overwhelming. Seeking money with these koi here. Seeking money to fill their emotional cup. And they want to be seen. They want to be acknowledged. This goes back to, so this is the energies behind the scenes. This goes back to them being perhaps bullied, ignored in the school cafeteria, told by parents or teachers or whomever that they would be nothing. I'm going to prove them type energy. Yeah, trying to fill their emotional cup with money and a need to be seen is what I'm getting there. Okay, the second behind the scenes, yeah, waving their sword, a need to be seen, a need to reach the pinnacle in an aggressive manner is what I'm getting there. In an aggressive manner, and it's all about being seen and acknowledged. Okay, it's not about a harsh truth here. This is very much about a need to be seen and acknowledged, but they're going about it by attempting to fill their internal emotional lack with money. Okay, what's coming out of that? Four of Swords. I don't think it's going to work out for them. This is not a way to step into your full power, into your full purpose, into your full being. The Four of Swords, finding themselves wounded and having to retreat. And the Eight of Pentacles, the jigsaw puzzles being put together and money trails. Okay. Yeah. Okay, the karma hanging over them. There is money information that is going to be brought forward that is going to bring about a new start, a new beginning for them. Okay, let's see where this goes. Yeah, I'm just going to say they're going to be outed. They're going to be seen and heard for who they are, and they're going to find themselves, I won't say sacrifice, but the money's going to be shaken out of them. Be careful what you wish for. New boundaries being set up and having to surrender to those boundaries, and then a new truth being brought forward. Okay, this is really interesting here, these cards. We've got the circle of support, could also be women, but circle of support, their poor choices being illuminated, volatile information coming forward, and new legislation being put into place. Right. We've got here an offer made to work together, mercenary actions, needless to say who that's with, to steal, betray, but there's this throwing under the bus, infighting that's going to turn the wheel. A lot of information is going to come out, and we've got an ending brought about by some form of prosecution. Okay, I'm not just talking about these guys, but this is what there is some legislation that's going to come out that is going to rebalance this obscene wealth. Okay, just fair taxes would be nice. Okay, the fact that they probably pay less tax than their lowliest worker. So what's the future for these new tech billionaires? Reduced money, lie, cheating and stealing here. What are we? The fox in the hen house. Insecurity about money. Trying to hold on to their money. Don't ask how much is enough, never will be enough. But there's a fox in the hen house there. So what's the future of these new tech multi-billionaires that want total control? Curtis Yarvin with his human biodiesel, and you've got Musk with his stealing from iRobot. Thiel, goodness knows what Thiel's agenda is aside from trying to get Vance into the White House. On the base, we've got the moral, ethical, and financial corruption. But let's see, what's the future for them? We've got the Strength card. Strength being brought forward, feminine strengths. The Eight of Pentacles, challenged by, okay, their strength is going to be challenged by some sort of money decision that's made, possibly money trails as well. Okay. I think I'm just drawn to the books here. Their strength is going to be challenged by some sort of money legal changes or tax changes or something is what I'm getting there. On the base, we've got the emotional circle of support. In the past, we've got the dark money behind the scenes. Crowning this reading, we've got the manipulation. The immediate future is this crossroads again. There is going to be a legal crossroads for these people. Externally, information being brought forward about the money, but it could also be diminishing money. Internally, a lot of headlines coming out very quickly. There's my Jack Smith, or just general prosecution. Right, the outcome, their control throughout the world is going to be forced to retreat. And here's the Paris, the independent female making decisions and moving forward legally with some sort of message, new money start message that's going to come out. Moral, financial, ethical corruption is going to be brought to an end. The Five of Cups, loss, disappointment, heartbreak, emotional, and the Ten of Pentacles in regards to the oligarchs, their laundering, their grifting in the past is going to face a really serious legal change. We've got is this a female DOJ leader? Because the King of Cups is my DOJ card amongst other things. I think the new DOJ leader is going to be bringing an end to their rampant activities. Okay, that's really interesting. Okay, I mean, I'm sure they're not just in the US. It just seems to be a lot that come out of Silicon Valley at the moment. So are these... I'm going to have a look at Curtis Yarvin himself. Show me the future for Curtis Yarvin. And he's come out. Menacious mold bag. Is his apparently tagline for his spouting. Show me Curtis Yarvin as just one of these 50-year-old tech barons who would love to take over the world to make up emotionally for what they lacked, trying to fill themselves emotionally with money, trying desperately to be seen and acknowledged. Goodness. DOJ, challenged by the DOJ. So I'm talking about Curtis Yarvin himself, desperately trying to fill up his internal emotional cup with external, never works, external. Desperate to be seen and acknowledged. I don't know what his childhood was like, or just those in the cafeteria that sort of maybe pointed fingers and laughed at him or something. He's desperate, but he's challenged by the DOJ. Finding something about him fully illuminated. His strength is in the past. Lies, cheating, betrayal, stealing is crowning him. So there's something here trying to make off with the goods. I don't know whether this is just the election itself, but he might find himself under scrutiny for stealing something. Okay, the immediate future, the manipulation, externally, volatile information coming forward, internally, prosecution, hopes and fears. Well, he might flee. There was one that took off very abruptly. What was his? Who mentioned him that I was watching this morning? Patrick, somebody or other. One of these tech millionaires who suddenly upped and took off, was told to come in for a deposition, and upped and took off for Dubai. Oh, Denise Knight from Denise Knight Divination. I think she mentioned it. And he's going to find himself with his assets are frozen, no money, and might have been Linda G. I can't remember who it was, and basically been offered by the UAE to I think you lost this. Here it is back again. Hopes and fears, heading overseas. Nine of Cups, the be careful what you wish for. The Knight of Pentacles, the mercenary actions in the past. Moral, financial, ethical corruption is going to be his ending. We have here a judge of some sort bringing down a ruling that in regards to stealing, betrayal, loss, that's going to be really difficult for him. Okay. Oh, this one, it just fell out. It was on the top. I put it back and it just fell off. It's wanting to come out. 3 in the group here. On the base, there's some sort of contract and agreement that's fading. 4 of Cups. An outcome that is not going to be palatable. We've got dark money, secrets coming out about the dark money. Something unexpected out of left field where he's going to have to defend himself, and there's a lot of headlines going to come out about this. I'm talking about Curtis Yarvin himself. This group, now I was talking Yarvin, Musk and Theil, but we've had Anderson and Vance in there as well. But there's 3 of them in some sort of circle that when Harris wins the election, they're going to find themselves under some very serious legal scrutiny that is not going to end well for them. I was reading about him and I'm like, oh man, I don't have the energy for these people, but times are changing. It's not going to end well for them. Their money is not going to protect them. The world is not big enough for them to hide in. Feel free to go to Mars on one of Musk's rockets, assuming it survives the launch. Okay, going to leave it there. Thank you for joining me. Love to you all. Take care. Bye-bye.